Hey guys, and I'll be playing Watch the Road. You play as a regular, humble trucker who's going about your daily routine, and then one snowy night you see a hitchhiker by the side of the road. Will you give him a ride? And if so, how far are you willing to go for a stranger? In this day and age, I don't know. It's very hard. After high school, I pictured a different life for myself. Somewhere far, far away from the dingy trailer park I grew up in, a huge city, maybe, or even a lonely countryside. But college didn't go the way I planned. 2 horrible semesters and my scholarship was revoked. Just like that, I was back where I started. Living at home was hell. I didn't last long. With what little money I had saved, I found a tiny apartment and a job. Not exactly my dream gig, but it was offered to me easily because of an old friend. Commercial truck driving. Woo! It's been a few years since, and it's way lonelier than I expected. Because of how busy I am, I've been distant with, well, everything. My friends, my family, and even myself. At least I'm making ends meet for now. I had a couple of close calls at the beginning. Bad weather, for starters, and then there were evil drivers. Horrific traffic. God, the list could go on and on. But I'm used to it now. Mostly. My sleep schedule may be whack, but my spine's beginning to hate me. But I make it work. Still, there are nights where I feel a bit off kilter. Tonight's one of those nights. I'm gonna confirm as Jane. Alright, Jane, keep your eyes on the road. I nudged the side mirror with the tap of the button. Taking a glance at the endless darkness reflecting on it, it looks eerie to say the least. Jeez. Doesn't help that the snow is picking up. Fat, wet flakes splat against the windshield, momentarily obscuring my view. The flurries paired with my drowsiness is a hellish combo. I cranked the wipers up a notch. Need to find a gas station soon. Getting coffee that isn't lukewarm would be nice. A sudden movement in my headlights makes me jump in my seat. Was that a deer? Through the swirling, disorientating snow, I see something that shouldn't be there. Something or someone by the side of the road, next to a weathered mile marker sign. It's a young man. He's got his thumb out, arm extended hopefully into the air. The hell? My first thought is that I must be daydreaming, or even hallucinating since I was running on caffeine in spite. But I rubbed my eyes quickly and lo and behold, he's still there. Who in their right mind hitchhikes out here in this weather? Part of me knows this is obviously suspicious and I should stay away. But another weary, miserable part sees someone worse off than me. Since this is a game, let's, slow down. He's freezing. Oh god, this is so stupid. There's a plethora of wrong things that could happen, but I can't leave someone out here like this. He goes against every moral bone in my body. What if he freezes overnight? Like that little match girl story. Ugh, morbid. I ease my foot off the gas, and the heavy box truck sighs as it loses momentum. I pull the rig onto the shoulders, a safe distance ahead of the person. The massive tires crunch on the icy gravel. He starts walking towards the passenger side door, a dazzling bright smile somehow lighting up his face, despite the bitter cold and the terrible situation he's in. I can't help but notice how he jogs the last few steps, eager to escape the wind. As he gets closer, I roll the passenger window down a crack. A blast of frigid air hits me square in the face, and I almost regret listening to my impulse. I can get a better look at him now. He's in his early 20s at most, with freckles standing out against his pale skin. Snowflakes cling to his scruffy hair and eyelashes, and his nose is practically Rudolph red at this point. He's tall even from my perch in the truck cab, though I own a smaller truck, so I suppose it's not a huge deal. But he still has to lean down a bit to peer inside the narrow gap of the open window. Thank you so much for stopping. Seriously, you're a lifesaver. His voice is clear and friendly, though a little breathless. What the hell are you doing out here? The question is blunt and probably not the most welcoming, but honestly it's the first thing that comes to mind. I eye his clothes, jeans and thin-looking jacket that wouldn't hold up against his weather for long. He's not wearing a hat or gloves from what I can see. I feel a strange sort of irritation and have to swallow the instinct of lecturing a random stranger. Doesn't he have any sense? At least put on some gloves. He rubs his arms briskly. Yeah, so my car kinda gave up the ghost back there about maybe 3 miles back. It's been completely sputtered out. Naturally, there's absolutely zero signal out here. I've been wandering around for a little while, hoping someone would pass by. I didn't see anything earlier. Must be zoning out. My trusty flip phone decided to bite the dust about 5 minutes ago, too. You have no idea how incredibly grateful I am that you actually pulled over. He shifts his weight from one foot to the other on the ground, looking a little anxious now that he's finished his explanation. I was traveling to see my folks up in Oak Haven. It's winter break and my mom has been telling me to visit for a while, so I figured I'd go. I eyed him cautiously. Oak Haven, that's about an hour and a half from here. I know, it's really unfortunate that the car went bust so quickly. Are you alone? Yeah, it's just me. He meets my gaze directly, and for a brief moment, his eyes, I can't quite make it out, the color, but they seem surprisingly intense and hold mine before softening once again. Promise I'm no trouble. All I need is a ride there. I can pay you for gas if you want. Let me ask more questions. Suspicious. Hold on a sec. Alright, let's back up a minute. Where exactly did your car break down, and what kind of car is it? Back near the, I think it was a mile marker 8-2 or maybe 8-3. He rubs the back of his neck in contemplation. It's an old sedan, a blue one. Kinda beat up, honestly. Probably should have seen this coming. It made this awful clunky noise, and then everything died. Lights, engines, everything. Tired, try to get it started again, but to no luck. Okay, and you didn't have like an emergency kit, flares, a blanket or anything there? My voice softened slightly as I pictured him huddled alone in a dead car. It must have been terrifying for him. Yeah, I don't think so. He looks even more embarrassed now, stuffing his hands into his pockets. It was my older brother's car. I've been borrowing it. Probably should have checked for the stuff in hindsight, right? He gives a small, self-depreciating laugh, but I can't help but agree. Mile marker 82, that was a few miles back. Not that far, but it's far enough to walk in this. Maybe he panicked? Still, it feels weird. Why wouldn't he stay with the car, especially if it's his brother's? Surely he needs it back. Wouldn't he want to stay put and protected in case it gets towed? Radio it. You know what? Maybe you should just get it. Okay, fine. I sigh. The sound may be a little louder than necessary. Get in. But, I add quickly, pointing a finger. Keep the chatter down, okay? It's been a long night. I unlock the door even though I still feel anxious. He practically scrambles inside, pulling the door shut quickly. The man then continues to shake his head vigorously, like a dog, sending droplets of water flying. A few icy drops land on the dash, right near my half-empty coffee cup, and I can't help but wince inwardly. Cleanliness is next to godliness out here. Thank you so much. He rubs his hands together rapidly, blowing on them. It's freezing out there. You have no idea how amazing this heater feels right now. I'm sure I can imagine. He grins at my curt response, and I glance around the truck, taking in all the various switches and gauges and with wide, almost childlike eyes. Wow, I've never been inside a big rig before. Yeah, well, don't get used to it for the rest of the ride. I'm Jane. Clean up after yourself. I don't care if he takes it the wrong way. Better he thinks I'm a jerk than me regretting letting him in later. Right, sorry, he says quickly, slightly looking frustrated. He awkwardly tries to brush the remaining snow off his jacket and pants, directing it as best as he can onto the floor mat. I'm Ilya, by the way? Seriously, Jane, he really saved me back there. He leans back in his seat, licking out a shaky breath. I can feel my cheeks heat up a bit under his gaze. Darn. Just take the compliment, don't make it weird. No, it's alright. I cleared my throat. All I have left tonight is a load to drop off at Springville, and that's only about a bit farther from Oak Haven anyway. A bit being 3 more hours, but hey, the indomitable human spirit won today. I pulled the truck back into the slippery road, gearing the wipers to work extra hard against the accumulating snow. How long have you been driving? Way too long, since yesterday morning. I sighed, the long hours catching up to me despite the brief adrenaline spike from earlier. Shit, really? He must be exhausted. He sounds genuinely impressed. How is it exactly, being a trucker? I mean, it pays the bills. It pays the bills. That's pretty much the long and short of it. Long hauls, late nights, weird shit here and there, but at least it keeps the lights on. I shrug, keeping my eyes on the road. It's gotta be tough, though, Ilya says, his voice quiet. Being out here all the time, alone. Don't you miss, I don't know, normal stuff like sleeping in your own bed and seeing people whenever you want? I mean, yeah, it sucks. Sure, it wears on me sometimes. Just gotta do what I gotta do, since no one else is gonna do it for me. Yeah, I feel that. He exhales slowly. College loans are kicking my ass right now. Feels like I'll be paying them off till I'm 80. What? Your family doesn't help out with those? Ilya goes quiet for a moment, and the easy raptor we were starting to build snaps. I immediately regret asking. Ugh, my dumb mouth. Listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry. No, don't be. He interrupts, though his voice is strained. It was an honest question. Stares at the windshield at a point far beyond the reach of the headlights. They don't. I'm not really worth the trouble. I can feel the mood in the cab drop about 50 degrees, completely unrelated to the heater. Hey, don't say that, come on. They called you back home for a break, right? That sounds like you're worth the trouble to me. He stares at me before smiling a little. Yeah. He takes a deep breath. You're right, Jane. He nods as if convincing himself. It's gotten a bit stuffy despite the weather outside. Do you keep up with the news much? It's hard not to. That's one thing I never fail to brush up on. Have you heard of those murders near Lawrence the Resort? No, I haven't. Well, it's all younger women, college age. The details are too gruesome to get into, but a full body shiver goes through me. God, it's disgusting to think about it. Their faces were mutilated beyond recognition, thankfully due to the whole teeth forensic mumbo jumbo, and since people were obviously looking for them, they were able to identify a couple of them. Still, the amount of dang does that have come out of the situation is insane to me. Nasty business, really, but it does have me worried a little. Why would you worry? I stall a bit with the question, too long apparently, because he speaks once again. Would anyone ever look for you, Jane? I mean, I think someone would. I hope so. Maybe not the people I exactly want looking, considering my life choices, but someone would. I try to keep my voice steady, betraying nothing of the sudden chill that pricks at my skin. Look at you. It's quiet again, except for the swish of the wipers. His family, on the isolation. Try to learn about his college life. So, what's college like these days? Must be tough. Med school, all those late night cramming facts about whatever it is you guys cram. Lab and lectures, more or less. Learning all the ways the body can break down. Fascinating stuff, really. There's not much time to do anything else. Make friends? Sounds rough. No time to, like, grab beers with classmates? No, not really. Everyone is focused on superficial shit. Making money, buying cars. You see yourself as better than other people, then? Too busy playing God to hang with mortals? He doesn't scramble to the bed himself and shrugs instead. But that's how you want to frame it. For some reason, when he says it, I don't feel a sense of arrogance. He goes quiet again, except for the swish of the wipers. His family? Are you excited to see your family? Yeah, I can't wait. It's been a while. I catch him flexing his fingers against his knee like he's counting something. Tell me about them. Cool, what are your folks like? What do they do in Oak Haven? Oh, you know, typical stuff. Gardening and crossword puzzles mostly, now that they're retired, keeping busy. Before they stopped working, Dad was a doctor, a general practitioner, and Mom was a nurse. A doctor and a nurse. Wow, sounds like a solid, respectable family. Maybe this is it, a chance to see what a normal, stable life looks like up close. I don't want to be on the road forever. Meeting people like this, maybe it opens doors. I mean, a whole family of most likely wealthy folks, loaded with all kinds of connections. This could be my way in. It feels a bit awkward to suddenly spring it up, but it shouldn't be a big deal. He's been pretty open so far. That's awesome. They sound great. Really impressive, actually. Hey, this might sound weird, and you could totally say no, but since I'm dropping you right there anyway... Would it be alright if I say hi when we get there? Just for a minute? I won't stay for long, obviously. I drop up this stuff, but yeah, if it's not too much trouble. It'd be cool to meet them and, see a little bit more of Oak Haven. The air in the cab goes instantly cold, colder than the snow outside. His face smooths out completely. Every trace of warmth, of humor, of humanity drains from his features. Oops. Elia's eyes are suddenly terrifyingly still and empty, like deep, dark pools of water. No. Yeah, let's apologize. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot, just got a bit carried away. It's fine. His tone is still a little stiff. The snow outside suddenly gets even thicker. I'm sure the forecast said it was gonna stop earlier, but it's only getting worse. Shit, can't even see past the hood at this point. Statistically, this is when most drivers make fatal mistakes. Are you sure you'll be okay driving on? Don't have much of a choice. This kind of weather makes the world feel smaller, doesn't it? Especially with no cars around. I mean, it's a little scary. Yeah, it gives me the creeps, like we're the last people left out here. He very well might be. His voice is quiet, almost thoughtful. It's quiet again, except for the swish of the wipers. Comment on the isolation of the road. You ever notice how isolated it feels at night? It's like they're the last people on Earth. Feels like we're the last people on Earth out here. Wouldn't that be nice? So, Oak Haven. I try to sound casual, though I'm sure that I'm failing miserably. You mentioned you were heading there to visit family? That's right. My parents, they live outside the main town. Right, your parents. Something about his smile feels... Just curious, with the weather and all. They couldn't send someone out to pick you up, or... It seems odd, him hitchhiking like this, if his folks are expecting him so close. Most people would have called for a ride. Oh, no. They're expecting me, but... He hesitates for a beat. Since my older brother gave me the car, I thought I'd make use of it. Then, well, car troubles out of nowhere. Hesitate? Okay, I get that, but just to be sure I'm dropping you off in the right place. What's the cross street near their place? Ilias' easy smile vanishes. His gaze drifts off outside the window. He takes a shallow breath before answering. Maple Street. Yeah, Maple Street. It's, near the old high school, St. Lucille's. Maple Street, St. Lucille's High School. I searched my memory the names of streets and landmarkers in Oak Haven. It's a small town. I've delivered to a few places there over the past few months. I know the general layout. Oak Haven doesn't have a Maple Street, Elia. His face goes eerily blank. You're right. His voice is soft, almost amused. It doesn't... So, you just lied to me? No. It's a pretty popular inside joke in Oak Haven. A dumb one, in all honesty. So when outsiders ask where we live, we always say Maple Street near St. Lucille's, because... He leans in closer. There was this old urban legend in Oak Haven about a teacher who haunted Maple Street. Kids used to dare each other to run past her house at night. But the thing is that Maple Street doesn't exist anymore. The town council renamed it decades ago after some mayor's wife. So when people ask for directions, locals mess with them by sending them to a street that doesn't exist no more. I'm not really sure where the St. Lucian's part originated from, though. It's stupid, I know, but my dad thinks it's hilarious. Guess it got rubbed up on me. That kinda makes sense. Small towns do weird shit like that. Who knows the type of pranks I used to do on unsuspecting folks. This one seems harmless. Laugh it off. Okay, that's actually kind of funny, sneaky bastard. Told you it was dumb. The snow outside seems to swirl thicker, obscuring the road ahead. For a moment, I could swear Elia's reflection in the window wasn't smiling at all. It's quiet again, except for the swish of the wipers. Suggest the radio. Let me try again. Fiddle with the tuner knob. Check the CB channel? Maybe the channel's 19's got something? I flipped the channel CB radio, greeted by bursts of chatter. Eastbound bear at mile marker 114. Copy that, good buddy. We got a goddamn four-wheeler cut me off at... Whoa, it's kind of cool. Oh, we're almost there. The green exit sign finally looms into view. I lick my dry lips, considering my options. Continue towards Oakhaven? It's better to power through. I've got a schedule to keep. Remaining miles lay out before me. I don't know if I have the strength to continue. The squeak of the wipers against the windshield has truly been the only sound for the past hour. It's maddening. I find myself stealing glances at him more often than I'd like to admit. I just can't help it. Is he tired? He seems to have a heavy eye bags. I can't help but feel that there's something more behind his distant demeanor. Almost there, just a little further. I just want to drop him off and go to sleep. The first faint glow of distant streetlights and houses begin to prickle in the darkness ahead, like cigarette embers against the charcoal-colored concrete. Oakhaven, finally. Welcome to Oakhaven. Looks like we made it. A wave of genuine relief washes over me as I see the town sign, almost forgetting about the strange man beside me. Alright, Ilya, where do you want me to drop you? Just point me in the right direction. Here's fine, Jane. I could walk the rest of the way. It's not far at all now. Are you sure? Yes. He unbuckles his seatbelt and gathers his warm backpack from the floor. Thank you, seriously, for everything tonight. You really saved me. I don't know what I would have done out there. I won't forget this. No problem, Ilya. Glad to help. Stay safe out there. He nods before stepping out of the truck, pulling the door shut. I watch him in the rearview mirror until he's just a dot before pulling back onto the main road. I finally made it. Weird guy, but he was cool. I hope he made it home okay. Rick 7B, confirmed drop-off. 7B here, delivery complete. Well, that's that. I should go get some shut-eye. The creepy music doesn't make it better. Nature N4, an eventful ride. Let's take the exit. Hey, Leah, do you mind if we make a quick stop? My eyes are killing me. He turns from the window, blinking like he's coming out of a trance. Now we're making good time. I just need to rest my eyes. Fine. The ramp curves sharply, the truck's weight shifting as we descend towards the surface area. Realistically, I have to drop up everything at Springville by 7 a.m. Gas station or motel? Motel? Look, this weather's getting worse. Maybe we should hold up till the sun comes out. We? I mean, you can take out one of the cabs usually waiting at the motel if they have one available. I'll cover it if you don't have a large amount of cash with you. Got you this far along anyway. You'd really ditch me? What? The nerve of this guy. I'm not ditching anyone. Listen, I'm just prioritizing... Oh, you're not ditching me. After everything you said earlier? I thought we were building a real connection here, Jane. He sounds hurt. I feel like I'm backed into a corner. Give in or back down? I guess give in? Damn it. Fine, okay. I'll get us 2 rooms. I grumble a bit, upset that you misunderstood me. Thanks. No problem. Oh, this is the motel route. Never mind. Okay, we won't back down now. I stifle a sigh. Damn it. Might as well just take him all the way home. I'll get some sleep in myself. You're right, let's keep going. I knew you'd understand. Thank you. Yeah, no biggie. Gas station? How about some coffee or snacks? I'll take like 10-minute tops. I'll wait in the truck then. See yourself. I get off the exit ramp and maneuver the truck onto the empty parking lot of a rather dingy 24-hour gas station. It wasn't a surprise that nobody else seemed to be there. I pulled up beside the diesel pumps, taking a glance at the fogged-up windows. Through the grime, I could make out about 2 figures inside. One was a lanky cashier staring blankly ahead, probably contemplating the vast emptiness of the universe, while the other... Huh, is that girl asleep on the counter? Yep. My hand hovered over the door handle. Briefly considered asking Ilya again if he wanted to come inside with me, but honestly, I was feeling pretty... fine, actually. Probably just overthinking it, though. Whatever. Dude's creepy, but probably harmless. Anyways, it's probably been a long, boring night shift for those two. I'll grab something and head out. The door chimed, announcing my arrival. Warm, stale air washed over me. It was comforting. Walking in, I saw 2 employees. They looked pretty young, late teens at most. The dude at the counter had dark, spiky hair and a pierced lip. He glanced at me as I walked in, but made no move to offer a greeting. Stellar customer service. Well, it is the middle of the night. Grab a coffee. I think you need a coffee. Made my way to the coffee station. There was an adorable coffee machine in front of me on top of the counter, sitting beside white cups, salt, and sugar packets, as well as a wooden coffee stirrers. I wiped my gloves on my jeans before grabbing a cup. Hey kid, where's the good shit hidden? The cashier grumbled, walking over to me. What? Where's the creamers and sugars? He rolled his eyes before popping the cabinets open by his foot, displaying different types of ingredients. Oh, thank you. Let's put in that coffee. Creamer. Sugar. Because it's nasty without it. Successfully made a drink for myself. Yay! The cashier finally tore his gaze from his coworker as I approached the counter. I paid him quickly. He barely made eye contact, simply handing me my change and receipt. Wait, I have a bad feeling. I don't know. It's not threatening or anything, is what I think. He just seems like standoffish. Go to the truck, go to the motel. Go back and... okay, let's go with this option. I hesitated, looking back at the empty aisles, then at the cashier, who was already lost in thought again. Was I overthinking this? Screw it. The door chimed, announcing my arrival. The warm air did a little to calm the knot in my stomach. I had to be really, really quick and careful. The cashier didn't seem to relish my presence. I scanned the small store, but there was no payphone in sight. Damn, that wasn't an option. Whacked up my nerves before leaning in closer to the counter. Excuse me? Hello? Fake an emergency? Holy shit, is she breathing? What? Loretta? The boy immediately blinked out of his stupor, flirting around with the girl. He only looked back at me to glare when he found out she was perfectly fine. Man, don't scare me like that. Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, kid. I kept my voice low, barely a murmur, careful not to wake the sleeping girl. I need to call the police right now. I'm in trouble. Please don't let on that anything's wrong. His eyes widened, darting from me to the door, then to the sleeping girl beside him. He looked like he was about to panic. I wouldn't blame the fella. Police? What are you talking about? Are you okay? Yes, just please call them. His eyebrows shot up as he leaned back slightly. Shit, for real? He glanced at his coworker's sleeping form, then back to me, his voice dropping to a whisper. Are you being followed or something? Explain? I picked someone up, and the guy in the truck is really creeping me out. Please? The boy chewed his lip ring nervously, looking down at the ancient corded phone behind the counter that was slightly peeking out. He reached for the phone just as the door chimed unexpectedly. My blood drained from my face as I turned to see Ilya stepping inside. Oh, everything alright here? Oh shit, I mean, hey man, yeah, it's all cool. Well, Jane, I grabbed up some coffees, though. His eyes flicked between us, a frown deepening after examining our expressions. You both seem jumpy. Play it cool or cat? Let's play it cool, I guess. Yeah, just tired. Let's go. I don't really need to use the bathroom anyway. I forced a tight smile onto my lips, trying to act normal. Let's play it cool, play it cool. I nodded curtly at Jax and practically bolted for the door, Ilya following close behind. I hurried to the truck, fumbling with the keys. Bit of a weird one, that cashier, huh? Julia's voice was deceptively casual, but I could feel his eyes on me. Yeah, just tired, I guess. Let's get out of here. I started the truck and pulled out the gas station, leaving the dingy building behind. We left the building and entered the truck again. The gas station shrunk slowly in the rearview mirror. Oh, it's a motel or a drive to Oak Haven. Yeah, thanks again for the ride, Jane. No problem. Stay safe out there. You too. Maybe our paths will cross again someday? Maybe. With that, he steps out into the night, closing the door gently behind him. I'm alone in the truck again. I wait a couple of seconds before pulling away. The comfort that floods me is immense, to the point it almost makes me sag against the steering wheel. Good riddance. It was so nice, though. Nothing threatening. 4 months later. Oh. The chill of the winter has long since given way to the mellowness of early spring. The memory of the night is mostly fragments at this point. I find myself dreaming about it sometimes, though, just the bizarreness of it. It's often blurred, like moonlight trying to break through a thick fog, never quite a clear visage. I blink awake, forcing my eyes open. My hand flies over to the nightstand before remembering that I have work off today. I wipe my eyes before sitting up a little. My boring old room. I should probably spend the time decorating one day. All I have is 2 posters, a small closet, and a TV that barely works. Life has been pretty boring lately. I've grown ever more distant from my friends and family, so I often spend my days alone even when I'm not working. It's a weird, almost dissociative haze. I hate work, but this awful silence is a lot worse. I'm miserable. Should I get a cat or something? And then again, I wouldn't even be able to properly take care of it. I can hardly take care of myself. I sigh and sweep my legs over to the side of the bed. Shuffling over to my restroom, I splash my face with cold water and brush my teeth before making my way to the small kitchenette. There's almost nothing in the pantry. Coffee and toast is it. And so I begin brewing coffee. While I do that, I internally debate having 2 pieces of toast, but decide on one. I pluck the heaviest, thickest, thickly cut one into the toaster. Afterwards, I get the mug and play on the order, placing it into my wooden dining table, grabbing a newspaper that was tucked inside my apartment sliding door and placing it there as well. Well, toast pops up burnt again. Stir it, I scrape out the black bits with a butter knife and plop it into the plate. Pour the coffee into my mug, adding whatever else I thought fit into it tastes better, before settling down. Sunlight catches the dust motes gently whirling over the table. It's a beautiful warm morning. I could take a walk or go window shopping or... I'll think about that later. Let's grab the newspaper. My gaze strips through the folded newspaper on the table. Habit dictates I glance at it before anything else. I decide to read the local news first. My eyes scan the boring headliners until they snag on an article tucked inside. Missing college girl's family demands answers. The face staring back at me is young and pretty, a brunette with tan skin and a straight nose. My throat tightens as I begin to read. It's been 3 agonizing months, and still there is no trace of Kaya Robin. The 19-year-old was last seen at Lawrence Resort, where she had gone with her then-boyfriend Michael W. For what was supposed to be a relaxing getaway was a grueling midterm season. Unfortunately, Kaya turned up missing shortly after, and her family and friends have been searching. There are whispers that the Stack police are downplaying or even outright suppressing information. Not about Kaya, but about alarming pattern and number of disappearances and unsolved murders of young women in this area. Sounds like a serial killer. I guess you don't want to say the serial killer, but people know it's a serial killer. Lawrence Resort. That's the same place I mentioned to that guy. The murders, the thing we talked about in the truck. I forced myself to keep reading. State police suppressing details, alarming number of unsolved cases. Would anyone ever look for you, Jane? The newspaper trembles in my hands. I was hoping it wasn't him. I flipped to another page with a new, smaller missing poster on the bottom. 17-year-old girl who disappeared after sneaking into a sorority party only a week ago. There's currently search parties underway, the article optimistically claims. Trying to save the article? I carefully fold the page. For what reason, I don't know. I'm scared. I should go back to sleep. It's not like I have anything better left to do. Maybe I should start saving up to move? New trend is 6, uneasy conscience. Okay, let's grab the cashier's wrist. Please? Call them now. Oh, Jane. Before I could react, Ilya's hands clamped down on my shoulder, causing me to flinch. Hey man, chill. The black-haired boy barely had time to stand before Ilya's other hand slammed something metallic against the counter. Oh, never... Wait, hold on. Scissors? It was a pair of heavy-duty silver industrial-sized scissors from God knows where. I don't think a convenience store would carry something like this. The blades glinted under the fluorescent lights. Ilya? My voice becomes hushed, and I felt my breath come out slowly before shutting my eyes tight. The sleeping girl finally stirred, and I can hear the boy begin to move around, attempting to get some help, I hope. Try to run? With a burst of adrenaline, I tugged myself out of his grip, knocking over a display of energy drinks as I bolted for the door, only to be yanked backward by my collar. Oh, he is. The seam ripped as he yanked me backward, his other arm snaking around my throat and effectively cutting off my breath. Please let me go. After everything I've shared with you? Now that you dragged others into this mess, when it could have been private, just you and me, I'll have to clean them up too. Pain exploded through my skull as he slammed my head straight down the counter. I yelled, but he kept his arm where it was, and pinpricks of saturated color filled my dark vision. The snake of scissors opened as he leaned down to whisper into my ear one last time. It'll be fun to drag you outside, drive as far away, to cut you open and see what's inside. Good night. He was a murderer. Scary. That and 3, wrong place, wrong time. But that didn't work out. Okay, comply. Let's comply. I have to comply, for now. My hands rose slowly in a gesture of surrender. Ilya's pupils dilated as he exhaled through his nose. I glanced to him and then to Jax and then back to the scissors. I couldn't drag these kids into it. It just wasn't right. There was no escape. Good. Is that girl still sleeping? We'll forget this happened, yeah? He removed his hand from my shoulder. I didn't say shit, man. Ilya snapped his fingers inches from the cashier's face. The boy flinched hard. Yeah, you didn't. Now get out. Check your stock room. Take your friend too. The boy could only nod, eyes fixed on the scissors on the counter. The last I heard of him was his sneakers squeaking towards the back door, dragging his dazed coworker by the wrist. This isn't how I wanted it to go. His grip tightened on my waist before he guided me towards the coffee station. You wanted a drink, right? Let's go get you one. I couldn't really speak up. I felt as if my body had locked up. Ilya's chest pressed against my back as I reached for the cups. His hand loomed over my white work glove, not pressing but simply within my line of sight. I know that it was meant to be a warning. Make it good for us, yeah? Oh, I don't know what he likes. Sugar? Under Ilya's watchful eye, I made the drinks. My hands didn't shake when making them. My muscle memory took over. We left without leaving any money on the counter. I could tell Ilya was double checking if there were any cameras around, though he probably checked that earlier too. It was a shitty hole in the wall. There wasn't much that even could be here. Still, I held on to hope. Maybe those kids will remember his face. My face even. Ilya practically dragged me out of the store. The cold air didn't feel refreshing, and I already missed the warmth from inside. His hand was tight around my work glove. It hurt. The keys? Maybe I should drive. The keys, Jane. I flinched, digging into my pockets to hand them over. Ilya smiled sweetly. That wasn't so hard, was it? He guided me to the opposite side of the small truck, opening it for me and helping me up the passenger seat. We have a long drive ahead of us. Get some rest. I numbly nodded as he shut the door. Oh, that's a captivity route. Oh, that sucks. So, he's not dangerous unless provoked, is what I see. Okay, keep driving now that we know what we know about him. Nope, nada, not getting involved. Too many weirdos out there on these roads. This is the most realistic. I would feel so bad to drive by someone on the road, but like, you can never be too careful, honestly. I squeezed the wheel tighter and fixed my gaze forward, pretending I didn't see a damn thing. And him being out here, it makes me feel like he just killed someone. And was just hitching a ride back, I don't know, home or something. Shouldn't go looking for trouble. I press down on the accelerator again, a little more firmly this time. The engine groans in response, settling back into a steady rumble. I force myself not to look in the rearview mirror. But I can't help it and throw a quick glance anyway. In the glass framed by the truck's cabin, I see his shape rapidly diminishing. For a split second, before he disappears completely, I could swear I saw his head turn and felt his eyes on the back of the truck. Prickle up something unpleasant and nags at me. After a few minutes pass, I shake my head to clear it. Just gotta get this load delivered. Nothing else matters right now. I'm alone in the truck, just like any other night. Maybe that's for the best. Neutral on one lonely road. Okay, let's radio this in. That's a smart thing to do. Tell you what. I lean in as close as I can to the open window, as far as my seatbelt allows. I manage to keep my voice low, feeling as if I'm making a typical business negotiation in a spy movie. I can't give you a ride. Company rules are pretty strict about passengers. But when I get back into the self-service or hit the next truck stop with a working radio, I can call dispatch for you. Haven't sent someone out to check on your car, maybe get you a tow or a ride? Pull yourself up in the car, keep warm as best you can. The worst of the snow should end in a few hours anyway. How's that sound? It feels incredibly unfair to offer such limited help when I'm sitting in a warm, empty truck, but I really can't take any risks right now. This job's my livelihood, after all. A tense, heavy silence falls between us. Oh, okay. The hope drains from his features completely. His smile vanishes, replaced by a look of pure disappointment that stings to see. His tone also does a complete 180, flattening out, devoid of the earlier energy. I'm almost startled by the sudden change in his demeanor. Thanks, marker 82, blue sedan. I guess I should make my way back there then. Uh-huh. Stay safe out there. I feel terribly awkward. I roll the window back up and watching as he turns and starts walking back the way he came, before I pull back onto the road, leaving him behind. It takes a good 30 minutes for the desolate landscape to give way. The radio crackles to life, finally back in the signal range. Right, better call this in. Dispatch, this is Jane, Rig 7B. Got a situation on I something or other, mile marker 82 or maybe 83. Saw a young guy who looked stranded. Said his blue sedan broke down there. Couldn't pick him up, but he's out there in the snow. Thought you guys should know. Can you send someone to check it out? A voice crackles back over the radio. Copy that. Rig 7B will send a unit to investigate mile marker 8283 for a stranded vehicle and person. Stay safe out there. 10-4, dispatch Rig 7B clear. I continue my drive, the radio now mostly silent except for the occasional chatter. A few hours later, as I'm traveling back home, the radio crackles again. Rig 7B, come in. Rig 7B, go ahead, dispatch. Just wanted to give you an update on that call you made regarding mile marker 82. Patrol unit just finished checking the area. Oh good, is he safe? Negative on the vehicle, said Rig 7B. No signs of a sedan, no person anywhere near mile marker 82 or 83. The road was clear. Unit on confirmed snow cover, but no evidence of a stranded vehicle or individual. What? Are you sure, dispatch? I saw him right there by the sign. Blue car, he said. He was a redhead and had grayish eyes. Affirmative, Rig 7B. Unit did a thorough sweep. Nothing out there. He might have found another ride. Oof, that poor person. But one thing's for sure, there wasn't a car, no any signs of one. If you need a rest or grab some coffee while driving, do remember to do that, Rig 7B. The indication was loud and clear. Will do, thank you. A sigh leaves my lips. It makes no sense if he got another ride, but it makes sense, but if there was no car, well... No way, he was right there. I talked to him, didn't I? The endless road ahead suddenly seems emptier and much, much longer. Neutral N3, radio silence. That is so creepy. You know, they probably thought, oh, she's seeing things. Maybe a ghost, but he was a real person, just a serial killer. Be straight up refuse. Too risky. Look, I'm sorry about your car, I really am, but I asked around for a reason. Some things doesn't quite add up, and honestly, taking on a passenger isn't something I can risk, not with my job on the line. Good luck. Hope someone else stops for you. I roll the window back up. As I pull away, I see the man shrink in my side mirror. His face is unreadable in the fading view, just a shape against the snow. And yet, a feeling of dread struggles in my heart for a moment, a feeling that I nearly avoided something. I can't, but I shake it off. After all, I made a practical choice. A sigh escapes my lips. Hope we can find another ride. Don't hope that for him. Nature on too cold shoulder. Observe quietly. I glimpse at Ilya from the corner of my eye, trying to be subtle. He's staring at the window again. Can't read anything from his expression. Suddenly his head turns and he meets my gaze. His eyes are dark, reflecting the faint road lights like polished obsidian. There's a knowing glint there, as if he felt my eyes on him. A slow smile spreads across his face. It doesn't reach his eyes. Every bump in the road sends a jolt through my hands. I keep stealing glances at Ilya. He's unnaturally still. The green exit sign finally looms into view. My heart is hammering. The wipers are struggling to keep up. He hasn't stopped staring at me. His eyes, which were expressive when I first picked him up, are now so flat. You're quiet now, huh? What's with the silent treatment, Ilya? Why'd you pick me up, Jane, if you're gonna act like I'm a problem? 'Cause you're stranded in a snowstorm, Ilya? What else was I supposed to do? I didn't know you were gonna act. I cut myself off, the words catching my throat. I don't want to say it. I don't want to give it a name. Act like what? Say it. Weird. You're acting really weird, man. My voice is rising. I don't like this. I'm trying to focus on the road, but he's right there, staring at me, edging me on. You talk like you're scared of me, Jane. Like you're afraid of what I might do. I'm not. Just shut the hell up, alright? Shut up and let me drive. Ilya snorts. You're scared because you know I'm not some random person. You knew the second you saw me. I think you might be projecting here. What does that mean? My voice cracks. I hate that. I sound weak. You think you're safe just because you're the one behind the wheel? Just because you're driving? That you're in control? Shit, yeah, of course this happens when I decide to be a good Samaritan. Back the hell off, alright? I don't know what your deal is, but this ride is over once I hit the next turnout. You're walking, I'm gonna call the cops. There's not gonna be a next turnout, Jane. He leans closer, his face suddenly too close. Instinctively I flinch, pulling back against my seat, my gloved hand tightening on the wheel. Don't touch me, you ass. Oh, his hand slams down on the wheel, yanking it hard to the right with impossible strength. Oh. We begin tonight with breaking news from the interstate. State police are investigating a fatal single-vehicle accident that occurred late last night during the heavy snow. A commercial truck registered to MNC Trucking veered off Interstate XX near mile marker. The driver, unidentified as Jane, was pronounced deceased at the scene. The vehicle was a total loss. The cause of the crash remains unclear, though investigators cite adverse weather as primary factor. Currently, foul play is not suspected, though we'll be featuring a spokesman from MNC Trucking later today, who will hopefully have more information for us regarding their safety protocols and the condition of their fleet. Wow, so he escaped? It is currently unknown if the family of the victim, Jane, intends to pursue legal action against MNC Trucking. Adding to the mystery, authorities confirmed there was a passenger in the vehicle at the time of the crash. However, their identity remains unknown. There are no records of a second occupant, but no family or friends have come forward to identify the individual who reported them missing. Investigators are urging anyone information regarding the passenger to contact the state police immediately. In other news, the snowstorm has moved eastward, leaving behind some record snowfall. Bad and one day, identifiable wreckage. Oh, how did he escape a crash like that, though? Okay, so going back to questions about his family, asked why not? No, why not? Did I say something wrong? My heart is suddenly pounding really, really fast. It's not a good time, really. My dad, he's actually not doing so well. That's why I'm going home. He's been really sick lately. And when he's like this, he gets really confused. He can't handle surprises well and doesn't like strangers around at all. Now that he's bedridden, it's gotten worse. It will make things way more difficult for everyone if you introduce yourself, especially for him. Bedridden? Now, how on earth is he bedridden, but also able to garden? Bedridden? I thought you said he was just retired and into gardening. That's a pretty big difference. Retired and sick. It happens. People get sick, Jane. It's not always a slow decline. He can move around and stuff, but he needs help for a lot of it. It came on pretty fast. That's why I rushed home for break. Everything changed so quickly. No, something seems suspicious. I don't trust him. I want coffee, but I had to get him to Oaken Haven first. Jane? I was thinking, my parents' place isn't too far from here. It's a short walk off the main road, maybe 15 minutes. It's much easier than trying to navigate your truck on these small streets. You'll probably get stuck, or at least have a hell of a time turning around. You could just park it here if you like. It's a perfectly safe spot at the time of the night, and then I could take you up there. You know, show you the way. My mom would love to thank you herself for getting me home. Is he really offering to take me to meet them after all? Wait, seriously? You're not just offering because you feel bad, right? I swear, Elia, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that. I just genuinely want them to meet you. I was a bit too irrational and emotional when you asked me earlier, but they definitely asked questions regarding the car, and then, well, my family is a bit traditional. They at least want to thank you and give you a meal for bringing me back home. I'm gonna stay in the truck this time. See how he reacts. Although I wanted to go earlier, I don't feel like imposing now. His reaction was way too strong. No thanks, Ilya. I appreciate the offer, really, but I just really need to get this load delivered tonight. I'm already way behind schedule. I can just drop you off right here, if that works. You can walk the rest of the way. It's not that too far, right? Oof. Of course. Duty calls. His eyes really darkened. It's no problem at all, Jane. Thanks again for everything. You really went above and beyond tonight. No problem, Ilya. Glad I could help. Stay safe out there. He nodded before stepping out of the truck, pulling the door shut. I watched him in the rearview mirror until he just a dot, before pulling back onto the main road. Finally made it. The smile of Ilya's was just so off. I scanned the shadows between the warehouses. Nothing moves. Still. The back of my neck feels cold. Rig 7B, confirmed drop-off. 7B here, delivery complete. Well, that's that. I should get some shut-eye. Alright, let's go with you, even though it's a bad idea. Okay, yeah, I like that, Ilya. Short walk sounds fine. Lead the way. Though something feels off about this. I need you to understand. I lock the truck and step outside along with him. You sure my truck won't get towed? Nah, you'll be fine. Come on, follow me. It's really chilly outside. I wrap my hands around myself, glancing around. It's so quiet out here. I guess everyone's asleep. Right? We could wreak havoc out here and nobody would ever know. This one right here, officer. Ilya laughs a bit at my rather unfunny comment before directing me towards a narrow path. My breath plumes white in front of me. I wonder how long it's been since I took a stroll like this at night. We continue walking for a few minutes, right towards a path between the tall, dark trees. It looks less like a path and more like a gash. Jesus, do your folks live in the wilderness? It's a bit of a shortcut. Saves us a few minutes and avoids a longer route along the block. Do you mind? Man, lead the way then. The air grows noticeably denser as we step beneath the dense canopy of trees. The moonlight struggles, then fails entirely to penetrate the thick, intertwining branches. The gentle crunch of snow beneath our boots is now the only sound. Ilya's ahead of me. He knows these words better than I ever would. I slow my pace instinctively, examining the roots of the trees. He glances back. After you, Jane. Wait, what? But I need you to guide me. I know, I just need to look through my bag for the keys, just in case they're sleeping. Something's wrong. So wrong. I take a hesitant step forward, my back briefly to him. No, I don't like this. Before he can even turn around, a sudden heavy force slams into the back of my head. My vision explodes into a blinding white flash. The world spins almost violently. The impact of my head against the rough bark of a thick tree's trunk sends agonizing pain through my skull. I gasp, regardless. I'm still conscious, horrifyingly conscious. My knees buckle and I fall to the freezing snow, landing hard on my side. I can barely clear my focus. My head is throbbing. I force myself to look up. Oh, what? His eyes are cold, yet there's a sickening, almost serene satisfaction in their depths. I think his backpack is on the ground. Was that the thing that hit me? And is he holding a knife? His laugh is soft and quiet, nearly melodic, as he pushes me back using his foot, causing me to grunt. What are you doing? Leia doesn't dignify me a response. He just smiles brightly before crouching down on top of me, bringing his face close to mine. I cringe trying to push myself away, but I can't move. I don't know why exactly. It's almost like an innate instinct buried deep within me, a primal fear that keeps me frozen in place. I'm too scared to even speak up, so all I can do is squeeze my eyes shut. But I know I can't keep my eyes closed forever. When I open my eyes again, Iliad's face hovers inches from mine. His breath smells faintly of mint gum, which is absurdly ordinary for a man holding a knife to my throat. There you are. I was worried I hit you too hard. His thumb brushes my cheekbone, a mockery of tenderness, as the blade's edge kisses my pulse point. Tell me something, Jane. When you drove all those miles every single day, did you ever feel it? The understanding that none of this matters? I don't. I understand? I don't understand? What does he mean? You thought you could escape it, didn't you? This sleeping poison, that humanity? Just by glancing at you, I knew that you're downright terrified of it, even if you don't want to admit it yourself. But you can't run from it forever. It's inescapable, ingrained in every fiber of our being. Ilya hums. The misery of waking up every day, of going to sleep with thoughts of waiting and yearning for something new, something exciting, but for what? What's the point of your aspirations, your dreams, when you live in a world that just doesn't care about you? I shut my eyes again, as if to physically block his words from forming into me. It doesn't quite work. Ilya laughs brightly, boyishly, as if I was being charming. Well, you were right, Jane. You were right about everything you suspected, everything you feared, and you're just reaffirmed my belief. He goes quiet for a moment, and so do I, still as a deer. When your body is found in this ditch by spring, his voice is so soft, so quiet that I have to strain to hear, even if I don't want to. When your body is all bloated and half-eaten by coyotes, people will emerge from the shadows. They'll claim that they love you, that it's so awful that this hell happened, how much they'll miss you. I feel like throwing up. Shut up, shut up. And then, Jane, do you know what they'll do? They'll take your things, whatever money you left behind, and hell, even your memories. They move on with their lives as if you never existed, unless to brag about how close they were to you when they want sympathy points. It's cruel, isn't it? It feels cold. Ilya snorts. You must have thought yourself a great savior, picking a stranger up at the side of the road like that. Beg or be quiet? Quiet? I shut my eyes again, stubbornly. Nothing, really. He sighs. Guess you'll die exactly as you lived. Oh, no! Ilya's knife ends up slicing through the air and said, Okay, I made it. My hands clip down his wrist as I glare up at him. Oh, so cute! His pupils dilate, breathing coming faster. Are you trying to survive, huh? Even after my little speech? You sure are stubborn. Neum or try disarming? I don't think disarming will work. Fix Neum. My body remembers what to do even if my brain is buffering, thankfully. I pivot my foot, grab a fistful of his jacket for leverage, and drive my knee up hard into his groin. Leah makes a noise that's half gasp, half laugh. It's almost a funny sound, but I have no time to savor it. I force myself out of his grip and stand up dizzily before running. I'm already moving before he can say a word. Branches whip at my face as I crash through the underbrush, catching each breath swelling on my throat. My boot catches onto something, a root, a rock, doesn't matter, and suddenly I'm tripping. I end up falling, my ankle twists with a loud snap. The pain is so intense that I have to keep from vomiting. Warmth spreads down my leg. It hurts so bad, Jesus, I can't even move the damn thing. It's embarrassing, but I can't help but start tearing up. Shit, why me? I rolled onto my back just as his shadow falls across me, blotting out the moon. The bastard isn't even breathing hard. I don't look up. You are full of surprises, aren't you? He hissed, nudging my ruined ankle with his toe, and I bowed down my lip to keep from screaming. Pity. You sure were adorable, trying to bottle me up like that. Just kill me already, you goddamn psycho. I hiss the words out, but twitch uncomfortably when he presses his boot on top of my swollen ankle. I stammer off into a gasp, trying to keep myself from crying before looking up. Somewhere in the middle of my agony, I realize that the ginger bastard is chuckling at my struggle. Such a foul mouth on such a pretty face. All that fight just to end up here, it's poetic in a way. Are you... My teeth chatter from the shock and the cold. Some kind of pervert? Perv? Is that what this is? You getting off on this shit, Ilya? His smile drops. Suddenly, I'm staring into the eyes as flat and dead as the taxidermy deers. Close your eyes. Something heavy connects with my temple, and the world fractures into oblivion. Ilya crouched down beside me again, shrugging me up to his shoulders, but I can't feel a thing. My last coherent thought isn't fear. It's actually sort of shameful, but it's the absurd realization that he smells comforting, like pine trees. I shakily press my hand to his back, a shallow attempt at pushing him away as nothing else consumes me. Then even that slips away. Okay, disarming him, I feel like that will fail, but... I grapple for the knife instead, my fingers closing around his wrist just as the blade splashes a silvery glare. Oh, how energetic, still too slow. Oh. For one moment, we're locked together. It should sound intimate, and it is, but in another way. His knife presses against my neck before he twists and pushes it. The knife comes free with the bloody sound of parting flesh. It hurts. The pain is incredibly slow. First, there's a long log of pressure, as if I swallowed something too large. Then the fire erupts along my throat and it blooms outward, blinding me in the process. It sounds like he peeled apart a raw steak. The cold rushes into the gaping wound. My hands fly up, fingers scrambling against my ruined neck. My white work gloves come away dark and slick in the moonlight. It's a nauseating sight. The blood doesn't spurt, but it does pour, flooding down my collarbones into my clothes. I can't even scream. All that comes out is a gurgle. Doesn't even sound human. Wetter than I thought it would be. The snow beneath me isn't white anymore. It's pink, and then it's red, spreading slowly around my head. My vision darkens fast. Like a pig. Ilya murmurs something, but I can't quite hear anything anymore, or see anything. The last thing I can taste is my own coppery blood. The last thing I can feel is the watery snow beneath me, and the last thing I can hear is my own heartbeat, slowing. The world is quiet now. Got into arterial spray. It has its moments. It's me in the road, mostly so. It can even be peaceful sometimes in its own way. The words feel surprisingly easy to emit out loud to a total stranger. I glance at the dancing flakes lit up by the truck's high beams. Peaceful? He sounds surprised. He leans forward a little, squinting at the windshield as if trying to see what I could see. That's not how I describe this. Forgive me for finding the snow pretty. Despite that, a small smile tugs at my lips. No, I swear that's not it. I mean, it is pretty. Don't get me wrong, it's well. I always saw this driving down empty roads at night as more eerie or isolating, not peaceful. What about it makes you feel at peace? The silence, maybe? Oh, the silence is kind of eerie, I'm not gonna lie. No drama. Or the stars. Well, when the sky gets clear out here, all the way from the city population, you can see every single star. It's something else. I describe feeling a warm spread through me, remembering it. Fortunately, there's no stars to bask in tonight, but the mere memory is enough to make me calm. It takes me back a little, actually. I used to be kind of an artsy, craftsy kid back in high school. I used to sit in art class and poke holes in a cardboard with a pen, arranging them like constellations with a ribbon and painting over it, along with a whole bunch of shit. I got an award for it. One of the judges told me it looked like it cut out a piece of the sky off and presented it to them. And sunrises, man, driving towards the coast, watching the sun turn all those impossible colors over the water. I love driving by beach towns for that reason, even if I can't stop sometimes. That sounds amazing. I get it now a little bit. Seeing stuff like that on drives must be refreshing. A comfortable silence settles between you as the miles roll by. The snow has eased up slightly. I blinked slowly, fighting off a yawn that threatened to split my mouth open. My eyelids felt heavy, and I had to force myself to focus on the road ahead. Hey, Ilya's voice is quiet, and yet it breaks a spell on me. I turned my head slightly towards him, rubbing my eyes with my free hand. I was thinking about what you said earlier about the stars. You reminded me of something. My drowsiness fades a little, replaced by curiosity. What? When I was maybe 10, 11, I used to sneak out sometimes. It was really hard. My old man kept a pretty close eye on me, but with a little planning, I managed to find this old abandoned observatory. It wasn't too far from my house, but since I had seen it out once when I was Hun? He coughed and cut himself off before resuming. Well, when I was out there before, so I knew exactly where it was. The roof had mostly collapsed in the center, but that was the best part, ironically. You could climb inside, lie right there on the dusty concrete floor, look straight up through the hole and see everything. No street lights, no house lights, no trees blocking your view, no light pollution at all, just the endless sky. I lie there for hours sometimes. It felt like the whole universe, the whole sky was only for me. Only for me. Beautiful? Abandoned? Make a joke? What should I do? Beautiful? Wow, that sounds incredible. My voice is softer than I expected. It was. He looks out the window for a moment, his gaze fixed on something I can't see, a faraway look in his eyes that make him seem much younger, almost vulnerable. It's probably falling apart even more now, most likely rubble and rust, but I wonder if someday I could take you there. My breath catches slightly. It would never happen, of course, but the mere thought of it, I'd like that. The warmth spreads through my chest. It's unexpected and a little confusing. Did you ever have a place like that? A truck, Grandpa's porch? Let's do Grandpa's porch. We're at Grandpa's porch. He had this old wooden swing. The memory makes me choke up a bit, but I compose myself quickly. We sit there after rainstorms. The sun would beam down on us and he'd dance with me. I said and did a lot of awful stuff to my Gramps over the years that I regret, but he always bring me over to the porch to talk it out. Sounds perfect. There's a wistfulness in his voice that makes my chest ache. The road curves gently ahead. For a moment, the headlights catch Ilya's face at just the right angle. His freckles stand out across his nose and cheeks. His lashes cast shadows when he blinks. I try to keep my gaze fixed on the asphalt and the yellow lines blurring beneath the tires, but it's hard. My eyes keep wanting to drift back to him. You're strange, you know that? Strange how? He leans his head against the window, watching me through his half-lidded eyes. Most people don't really do all this. I mean, picking up a total stranger, driving them halfway across the state in the middle of the night, having full-blown conversations with them. It's really nice, don't get me wrong. You're a really, really good person, Jane. I haven't met someone like you before. I can feel my throat dry at his words. The dashboard clock reads 2:17 a.m. and the world outside might as well not exist. It feels like we're the only two people left in it, trapped in this moving bubble. Suddenly, the truck hits a particularly deep pothole. The vehicle lurches violently. Ilya is thrown slightly to the side, and his hand flies out instinctively, landing firmly on my forearm to steady himself. Sorry. No, don't worry about that. The road's pretty rough. Pull, leave it. Not a move. I let his hand stay where it is, resting on my forearm. My hold on the steering wheel stays firm, but my attention is instantly divided. Half of me is focused on the road, while the other half is intensely aware of the warmth seeping through the material of my glove and the faint pressure of his fingertips. His thumb brushes my wrist, swiping over the white leather of my glove. His searching eyes never leave mine. Jane? His voice is soft and raspy. It's barely above a whisper. He trails off. Touch his hand. On impulse, my gloved hand, which was still resting on the gearshift, turns palm up beneath his. His eyes widen slightly, a look of which I can only assume to be a profound sense of ease. Oh. His fingers entangle with mine, tentatively at first, then confidently. Ilya's grip is warm and firm around my work glove. He slowly pulls my hand away from the gear shift, holding it freely in his lap before lifting it upwards as if to examine it. A giddy, almost breathless feeling bubbles up in my chest. It feels nice, more than nice. It feels right in a way. Squeeze his hand gently for a second, then force myself to release it, pulling my focus back into driving, even as my heart begins to flutter. It's quiet again, except for the swish of the wipers. What should I ask about now? Radio again? Scan slowly. Come on, you piece of junk. Winter storm warning. Backstreet's back, alright? Backstreet Boys? You know it? Signal's still awful, though. So, okay then. Parties. Sounds lonely? Yeesh. You're asking me if I was lonely, but look at you. Sounds like a pretty solitary existence. I didn't say it was inherently a bad thing to be lonely, though. It's a state of being like any other. Green sign, exit sign finally looms into view. Alright. Change towards Oakhaven. The world feels less daunting now, almost welcoming. There's a comforting silence between us. Ilya hums a tuneless melody softly to himself as he watches the snow smelt down his window. His shoulders seem less rigid. He looks almost at peace. The trees are spacing out a little. I give it 5 minutes and we'll be at Oakhaven, hopefully. Seems that way. My feet are starting to thaw, thankfully. What? Really? Was the heater not strong enough? Shit, you should have let me know, Ilya. I fret with the dryer truck's temperature controls constantly, but it never seems to make a difference. He chuckles a little at my reaction. Don't worry, Jane, I'm accustomed to the cold. It's nice to feel the blood flowing properly again. He flexes his fingers, almost stretching them out in the warm air from the heater, a small, content sigh escaping him. The sound cases some of the knots in my own shoulders. He must be looking forward to getting home. More than you know, Jane. Getting back to my family, my mom, dad, we're a tight bunch. Always have been. My mom especially. She lights up the whole house. He gives me another one of his soft smiles. It's disarming how much he cares for his family, and I can't help but feel a pang of jealousy at the bond they share. But still, how lovely it must be to have such a strong support system waiting for him. Express ease? Glad we're almost there. This weather was no joke. You handled it well. You're a good white driver, Jane. Compliments, simple as it may, makes my ears heat up. The first scattered lights of Oakhaven finally appear on the horizon, twinkling through the last of the falling snow. Welcome to Oakhaven. Looks like we made it. A wave of genuine relief washes over me as I see the town sign, almost forgetting about the strange man beside me. I pull the truck to the side of the road, a little ways past the main town sign near a darker patch of woods. Jane? Ilya turns to me, that easy, warm smile back on his face. It feels more genuine than it has all night, a true expression of gratitude and perhaps something more akin to friendship. Actually, my parents' house is just a short walk from here. It's better than trying to navigate the rig on these small town roads, especially with the snow and ice. The street's getting pretty narrow, and I hate for you to get stuck after everything you've done. You could drive a little up till Oakhaven's main street. It's a safe spot. Nobody bothers anyone this far. And then, if you're up for it, I could walk you there. My dad, he'd probably love to meet you. He always appreciates a good story, and you certainly give him one to tell. He's smiling so genuinely, his eyes soft and inviting, and after everything, he seems so normal right now. Maybe this is it, a chance to connect with people after all. It feels like a small reward for braving the storm. I hope we don't get killed. He seems so nice now. Walk with him? I like that, Ilya. Just let me park there then. Smiles at me as I maneuver the truck off to Oak Haven's main street. It's lined with dormant shops that have their own windows darkened and a single traffic light casting a brick glow. Visiting at night is peaceful. I was well acquainted with Oak Haven already, but never stayed for longer than I had to. Now that I kind of wish that I didn't have to drop off anything, so I could have more time to explore. Lead the way. I lock the truck and step outside along with him. Sure my truck won't get towed? Nah, you'll be fine. Come on, follow me. It's really chilly outside. I wrap my hands around myself, glancing around. It's so quiet. Let's hope we're not going into the woods. Oh no, it's gonna be the same. I thought we connected. Let's see. Oh. I think it's gonna be the same, isn't it? Maybe he might not kill? It hurts, what? The last thing I hear before consciousness completely slips away from me, Celia's voice as he crouches beside me, pulling me close. Shh, Jane, it's alright, don't be scared. You're coming home. Oh, so we're getting kidnapped. My eyes shut and darkness swallows me whole. Oh, okay. So we're getting kidnapped, but he likes her. So I feel like that's better than the other captivity route that we played. Alright, let's decline the walk. No, I really can't. I've got to get this load delivered. My dispatcher's gonna kill me if I'm late. I'm already pushing it beyond what he'll tolerate. But thanks for the offer, really. I can just drop you off here. You know you're away from here, right? Understood. Safe travels then, Jane. His smile remains, though he seems a little more wistful now, a hint of disappointment in his eyes, but it was clear there was no sign of anger within those depths. Alright, Leah, where do you want me to drop you? Just point me in the right direction. Here's fine, Jane. I can walk the rest of the way. It's not far at all now. Are you sure? Yeah. He unbuckles his seatbelt and gathers his warm backpack from the floor. Thank you, seriously, for everything tonight. You really saved me. I don't know what I would have done out there. I won't forget this. No problem. Glad I could help. Stay safe out there. He nods before stepping out of the truck, pulling the door shut. I watch him in the rearview mirror until he's just a dot before pulling back onto the main road. Finally made it back. Weird guy, but he was cool. Hope he made it home okay. He affirmed, well, that's that. Gets him home. Oh no. I couldn't find that last neutral ending. I give up. I can't find it. But that is the end of this demo of Watch the Road. You know, at first, I didn't think he was like a serial killer or anything. I thought this game would be about picking up a hitchhiker off the road and having a deep, meaningful conversation, and then them both going home, thinking, getting something from that conversation, and having a new sense of life. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't expect it to go into this, but it seems like Ilya, I don't think he doesn't like life. I think he thinks that killing people is giving him a new joy or a new purpose in life, and he's kind of like, he thinks of everyone as hypocritical except for him. So he thinks that he's better than everyone. That's the feeling that I'm getting from him. He thinks that everyone's fake and that they're fake smiling at everyone, they're fake being not their true selves, and he thinks that since he's being his true self by killing people, he's better than everyone and he's living his truth, is what I think. I think that's how he thinks. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.